everyone! I do try to keep things mostly light-hearted on this channel, but today I want to talk to you about death. You see, there are plenty of people out there who would probably think that I'm kind of morbid because I sometimes read books about death. I subscribe to the amazing Caitlin Doty's YouTube channel, which I thoroughly recommend to all of you, and I've even watched whole documentaries on the subject. And no, it's not because I'm planning on becoming a serial killer. Oh, come on! Could of doesn't make any grammatical sense. It's could have. I could have done that. Not I could have done that. You have absolutely appalling grammar. And for that, you must die. In fact, it's not even because I have any kind of macabre fascination as such. In truth, it's just because I used to genuinely be absolutely terrified of death. I say used to like I'm just, casually ready to go now, and no, that's not true. But I used to be so genuinely terrified of dying that I used to tell people around me that if I were to die, I wanted to be buried in some kind of shipping container which featured a bed and some bottled water, tinned food, a laptop, a mobile phone and a toolkit, in case I woke up and wasn't actually dead. Admittedly, being buried alive is still right up there when it comes to my genuine phobias.
No.
But actually, watching Caitlin's videos and reading books on the subject, including some by Caitlin herself, even listening to podcasts that talk about people's crazy funeral ideas, has taken away a lot of the fear and slowly but surely led to me seeing death as just a natural and inevitable part of life. I'm not saying that I want to drop dead tomorrow or that I wouldn't be devastated if someone I love died, because death is always going to be sad and create all kinds of big emotions in people. That's never going to change, no matter how comfortable you are with the idea of it. Comfortable's probably the wrong word, but I have definitely lost a lot of the fear I had. In fact, my views have changed so much that I now think that death should not be a taboo subject. It should be something we talk openly and honestly about, even if it feels really hard at first. Because it's important to know what we want for ourselves and to share that with other people, so that if, in the worst case scenario, something happens to us, the people who love us who are left behind aren't dealing with A, grief, and also B, total confusion as to what you would have wanted at your funeral and how you would want things to be done. Grief is stressful enough. We don't want the people that we leave behind to be dealing with even more stress because they don't know what we would have wanted. For example, both my mum and Leslie know exactly what I want should anything happen to me, because I don't want them to be stressing in the aftermath of my death. Which I hope won't happen anytime soon, obviously, but they now know that if something did happen to me, I do not want to be embalmed. I want a natural burial in ideally a biodegradable or a wicker casket. They know what songs I want at my funeral. Seriously, we have had these conversations and it may sound weird, but I would rather they knew, and then if they were ever in that situation, they don't have to think, oh my God, not only am I devastated, but I also don't know what she would have wanted. Like I said, grief is stressful enough. And it's not just about letting other people know either, it's about what I want for me. One day I'm gonna die, and reading these books, watching these videos has made me very aware of what I do and do not want to happen to me afterwards. So it's important to me that I make those needs and wants known. Otherwise I will haunt people. I really do mean it, If you have me embalmed, I will come and visit you at night. And not in a fun way. There are people out there who will think just making this video is morbid, let alone having these conversations about what kind of coffin I want to be buried in. But I honestly think that talking openly about this stuff can take away some of the fear. It did for me. It might not work for everybody, but it genuinely did for me. And in reality, isn't that what we're all looking for? To be a little bit less scared of death?
Wow, you guys, everyone just needs to chill out.
And yes, I realise that at the moment this is on my mind a lot more than it might normally be because, as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, I'm having some issues with my heart that may or may not be quite a serious condition which could require treatment, so I'm thinking a lot about my mortality. Hopefully soon I will have had the 24-hour ECG I'm waiting for and I won't be so convinced I'm about to drop dead. Yeah, that was morbid, I'll give you that. Is this something you have talked to your loved ones about? Is it something that if you haven't already, you might consider talking to your loved ones about? Or am I just an incredibly morbid person for even making this video? Let me know in the comments. I am gonna go and not think about death because, you know, it's not on my mind all the time, you guys. And I will talk to you all next week. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. You can click on my floaty head if you'd like to subscribe, and last week's very much alive and not about death video is over there. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Bye!